Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're taking a super fascinating journey into the actual mechanics of wealth. Think of this as, I don't know, a nature documentary crashing right into a high-level Bloomberg financial analysis. We're going to completely decode the complex concept of equity. And to do it, we're stripping away all that boring Wall Street jargon and looking at a primate economy. Seriously. By exploring this equity angle through the lens of the jungle, the fundamental truths of how financial structures work become instantly clear. You absolutely don't need a finance degree to get this, just stick with me here.
Okay, let's dive into this. How do rich monkeys stay rich? It's so easy to assume it's just about, working harder, right? Maybe they swing faster, forage longer, or they're just naturally better at spotting the good food. But at the very top of the economic ladder in our primate economy, the rules completely change. The real secret to sustained generational wealth isn't about the daily grind of gathering. It's structural. It is all about ownership. These wealthy primates have figured out a system that totally divorces their time and physical labor from their actual income. They aren't just trading hours for bananas anymore. They're leveraging something entirely different to lock down their spot at the top of the canopy. To understand exactly how they pull this off, we really need to look at the marketplace itself. Section 1. The primate property market. We're going to examine this specific asset class that literally drives this entire jungle economy. Banana real estate. Now, in this ecosystem, property isn't just a place to live. For your average primate, sure, a tree is shelter from predators, it's a place to crash. But for the wealthy monkey, a prime piece of canopy is a highly sophisticated, yielding financial instrument. It's a total game changer. When a rich monkey scoops up prime real estate, they're securing a massive source of equity. They own the most productive, safest, and most desirable parts of the jungle. And by holding the rights to that territory, they basically control the economic fate of everyone else who needs access to those resources. Okay, now that we know what the asset actually is, let's pivot to the mechanics of it all. Section 2, passive income and rent. This is where we see exactly how banana real estate functions as an unstoppable economic engine for the top tier of our society. Let's move to and see how this builds into an exact repeating cycle of wealth extraction. Step 1, acquire banana real estate. The rich monkey leverages what they already have to claim the absolute best trees. Step 2, charge rent. Because let's face it, every other monkey needs a place to live and forage, right? So the rich monkey grants access, but for a really steep price. They demand a cut of the bananas gathered by everyone else, simply for the privilege of hanging out in the tree. And step 3, generate passive income. This right here is the magic loop. The wealthy primate doesn't have to forage a single day anymore. The rent just rolls in automatically. The wealth extraction is completely on autopilot. So the crucial point is the absolute power of passive income, or rent, in this whole equity equation. Rent is what allows the rich monkeys to earn continuously without any active labor on their end. While the rest of the troop is out there expending calories, dodging predators, and totally exhausting themselves just to meet their basic daily needs, the property owner is just sitting back, waiting for the yield. Their equity is doing all the heavy lifting. The bananas are piling up not because of effort, but purely because of ownership. And that is the essence of the equity angle. It's the realization that owning the right assets generates this massive gravitational pull on the resources of the entire community, funneling them straight upward into the hands of the asset holders.
But, an economy is an interconnected web. And we can't just stare at the top of the canopy without looking at what's happening on the lower levels. We have to shift our focus to the stark reality facing the working-class primates living in this exact same ecosystem.
Section 3, the branch affordability crisis.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer scale of the wealth disparity in our primate economy. Look, on one hand, we've got the rich monkey, whose entire life is defined by collection. They collect passive income, they collect rent, their wealth just grows simply because it exists. But on the other hand, we have the average monkey. Despite doing literally all the physical labor that sustains the jungle's daily operations, their reality is entirely defined by scarcity. They are facing a full-blown housing crisis. Why? Because the rich monkeys have commodified all the prime banana real estate to maximize their own passive income, meaning the cost of basic shelter has skyrocketed way out of reach for the exact primates doing all the actual work. The system that is working so flawlessly for the asset holders is the exact root cause of the crisis for the laborers.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the bottom line, 0. After busting their tails all day, after handing over a huge chunk of their foraging yield to the rent collectors, this is the exact number of comfortable, safe branches the average monkey can afford to exclusively claim for themselves. 0 equity, 0 ownership, absolute zero security. The entire system is practically engineered so that the average monkey remains a permanent renter, forever fueling that passive income engine of the wealthy primates, without ever being able to build a solid asset base of their own.
We'll wrap up our explainer with this really stark reality. The average monkey can't even afford a branch to sleep on. I mean, it is the natural, inevitable conclusion of this specific equity model. A thriving, highly lucrative property market for the few has resulted in foundational, systemic insecurity for the many. And honestly, it leaves us with a pretty critical question to consider about any economic ecosystem, whether it's the jungle or human society. How long can a society possibly sustain its growth and stability when the very primates generating the actual value can't even afford a secure branch to rest their heads at night? Think about that and keep exploring.